Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is LuckyBunz, and in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing a 6-0 win streak with Charizard in the Great League of Season 1 of the Go Battle League. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not actually showcasing some Ultra League battles right now, the main reason is because the team that I'm currently running is doing really well for me, and I don't want to kind of have everyone know what I'm using just yet. Don't worry, the Ultra League battle videos are going to be coming in a few days. For right now, I actually still have a bunch of Great League footage that I wanted to showcase, and I asked you guys this in a poll recently in my community tab, like, hey, do you guys still want me to showcase these Great League battles? Do you want me to just showcase the Ultra League battles? And it seemed like a majority of you guys wanted me to showcase both. So that's what we're gonna be doing for the next couple of days. I have a bunch of Great League battles and I'm gonna be going over some really good win streaks, some really good battles that I definitely think you guys are going to enjoy. So we have our first match right here, and by the way, guys, I've gone ahead and sped it up to 1.5 times speed. A lot of you guys have been asking me to speed up the battles, and the only reason I can't do that normally is because they're live battles, but since I'm just gonna be showcasing my 6-0 win streak with Charizard here, I can definitely showcase this at a little bit faster speed. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and just tank the foul play on Umbreon right there. Didn't really need to go for it. And at this point we have to shield because we do need to keep Charizard in the game, but we were definitely getting some good energy gains right there. And we actually go ahead and launch off a Blast Burn. And these battles were from a couple of days ago, so I don't remember exactly what happened, so bear with me on that. But it seems like we went for a second Blast Burn there. They went for the first shield, right? So they tanked that second Blast Burn. I'd imagine they didn't want to get off their last shield, right? So at this point, we're gonna just let Charizard go down. It served its purpose, got off a solid Blast Burn on Umbreon. Coming in with Azumarill right now. They come in with Alolan Marowak, so they go for the swap. We do still have our swap advantage. Gonna run the Ice Beam. They shield it, we swap into Meganium. And at this point, it does seem like we're pretty safe. Thunder Punch really isn't gonna do too much damage, and they are actually switch locked in right now. So we go for that Frenzy Plant right there. They have to tank it, guys. They have to tank it. They're out of shields. Now their Umbreon's gonna come in. We are going to avoid shielding it because we don't have to shield the foul play or last resort. Neither of them are going to KO Meganium there, so that's pretty good. We still have one shield left. Meganium's looking pretty healthy at the moment. And we're getting a bit of lag. Okay, never mind. They just chose to quit early. I know a lot of you guys have been telling me that the term rage quit isn't really appropriate for a lot of these early quits, I guess you could say, or forfeiting the match. So I'm gonna try and keep that in mind when people do decide to quit early. I'm not gonna call them rage quits anymore. And I definitely do agree with a lot of you guys. I don't believe that every single time somebody is rage quitting. I know that sometimes people rage quit, but for the majority of the time, if you already know that you're gonna lose, it is just faster to quit the battle. But we're coming in with our next hit here against Skarmory, so we go ahead and shield that first hit right there. Now we're going for the Blast Burn to get off one of their shields, or to just, you know, destroy them. They decide to go for the shield right there, and we're gonna come in with another Blast Burn. We were able to charge up for it. And at this point, they should just let it go down, and they did. You know, it would make more sense to save a shield for something else. They come back in with Clefable. A little bit nervous because Clefable is pretty effective against most of our Pokemon here. We're gonna have to shield their Meteor Mash, and it's always Meteor Mash, guys, almost always. So we shield the Meteor Mash, and they go for a swap. Not sure why they went for the swap, but they did. So we go ahead and we run the Hydro Pump. Not really gonna try and fake him out, just gonna go for that straight kill. They shield it naturally. Now we're gonna charge up for a bit, run off the Ice Beam. Sadly, we could not get to it though, guys. And they ran Shadow Ball, but thankfully Shadow Ball doesn't destroy our Azumarill completely, which is real nice. So we can get off that Ice Beam, and we can still get a couple more hits on them before going down. And somehow, guys, I'm not even really sure how, but we were able to get off another Ice Beam. So this was super clutch. They're out of shields right now, and I don't even know why they would shield that to begin with, but yeah, we're pretty solid on that. So now it's Meganium versus Clefable. We go for the Frenzy Plant because we know that's going to be an easy KO. Clefable is definitely on the Glacier side, despite Charm just being so overpowered. So we were able to pull off that victory. Moving on over to our third match of the set, we're going to have a Defense Deoxys lead. Definitely something that we can handle, so we go for that immediate Dragon Claw. They actually end up shielding it, which is perfect for us. Swapping into Meganium. because they most likely have Rock Slide or Thunderbolt. They actually ended up having Rock Slide. Would have done super effective damage against our Charizard there. They swap into Registeel. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I actually go ahead and shield right there just because I wasn't sure if the Flash Cannon was going to KO. Definitely want to keep Meganium in the game right now. They actually went ahead and shielded the Frenzy Plant though. I'm assuming they went for the shield because they thought maybe I have an Earthquake ready. They know that can do super effective damage, and I took that to my advantage, guys. Launch an Earthquake straight at him because they were thinking like, oh, he's just gonna launch another Frenzy Plant. Nope, I had my Earthquake ready. And that's actually a pretty common strategy that I do tend to run a lot of my matches. It helps me get victories, is that I'll fake him out with the first hit. You know, people like to call it a shield bait. That's an appropriate term. So we're waiting right now, getting a bit of lag. Defense Deoxys comes back in, we go for that Blast Burn immediately. We know it's gonna do a bunch of damage. And it does, it definitely does. Sadly though, they could get off that Rock Slide, but we're ready for it. We have one shield left. We timed it well enough so we could use that shield, but now they have an Azu. So we go ahead and swap into our Azu right there. And it's just a combat there, Azu. They're going to be running what I thought was going to be Play Rough, but actually an Ice Beam. So we're going to go for the Hydro. I completely forgot what moveset they were running, so we know Ice Beam is one. I'm trying to think, they might have Hydro. Alright, so it actually looks like they're going to come back in with another Ice Beam just based on the charge time. Actually, no, I take that back. I forgot, this is 1.5 times speed. Hydro Pump. Alright. So it's Hydro versus Hydro. We have the exact same moveset on our Azumarills, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. Gives me some flexibility here, but it's also a little bit bad. Now we were about to let Azu go down, but thankfully we were able to get to that Ice Beam. It definitely changed the outcome of this match. That much is true. Swap back in with Charizard, go for that immediate Dragon Claw, but we don't actually need it. Assuming that Deoxys actually had a charge move ready to go, might have been a different story, guys. Might have been a different story as far as the outcome of that match goes, but hey, we were able to pull it off. Pretty close victory, I will definitely take it. For those of you guys who are wondering why I decided to run Charizard as a lead, it's basically because I was seeing a bunch of Skarmory, Registeel, and Deoxys leads, and as you guys can see from my set so far, it definitely seems to have been going that way. So they have Alolan Marowak though as their lead, but then they have Defense Deoxys that they're coming in with, so we just go ahead and rerun off that Blast Burn. I'm assuming they're gonna shield it. Yeah, they go for the shield on that. We're gonna continue charging up, go for the swap into Azu. We can tank their Rock Slides, guys. It almost always is Rock Slide, I'm just assuming that. If they have the double move and they have Thunderbolt though, we're kinda screwed. And I'm not gonna lie guys, I don't remember if they do. They might have had the Thunderbolt here. And because I was kind of second guessing myself like I just did right now, I went for the shield. But at this point, we know that they don't have the Thunderbolt. At least I'm pretty confident they don't. So we run off the Ice Beam right there. We want to fake them out thinking that I'm going to run the Hydro. They come back in with the Alolan Marowak, worst decision of their life because now we're going to Hydro Pump it to the face. And GG Alolan Marowak, get out of there. No more Shadow Balls from you. Now they're quietly deciding, what should I run next? What can I counter his Azumarill with? They decide to go for Venusaur, which sadly, it does get to Frenzy Plant faster than I get to Ice Beam. But we did have that one shield. Now I did understand though that I probably wasn't going to be able to maintain this very long, so I went for the swap into Charizard to try and get off that Blast Burn, and thankfully we were able to make it in time. So we knocked out their Venusaur, they just have their Defense Deoxys left. I don't have a choice but to tank the Rock Slide, it is what it is. But I'm not too concerned about it, guys, because we still have Meganium and we still have a damaged Azumarill. But a damaged Azumarill with Hydro Pump is pretty good. And there it is, guys, another victory with this squad. Now, a big reason why I decided not to kind of showcase some of these team lineups that I was using is because they were definitely on the more niche side. And the reason I say that is because it's very situational, right? So I was seeing a lot of Skarmory and Registeel leads, therefore I needed to counter that sort of meta, right? I needed to counter the lead meta. And so that's what I ended up running. Now, of course, as I run that, I tend to run into a bunch of Pokemon that, you know, just aren't Skarmory and Registeel. It just tends to happen that way, I don't know why. So whenever people say just run the same team, just trust them. run the same team, you're gonna have losses, but you're also gonna have a lot of victories as well. So we're going up against this Altaria right now. I kind of got distracted as we started the next match, and we are going for the Ice Beam with the Azumarill right now. We definitely got him pretty good with the Charizard getting that Dragon Claw off. It was for sure a game changer. Now we're gonna gun for that Hydro Pump. They're coming in with most likely a Play Rough though. We're gonna have to tank it, but we do have 2 shields, guys. We do have 2 shields left. They only have the 1. So we're gonna launch that Hydro Pump right now. Then we're gonna swap into Meganium. And we're gonna tank the first hit because we can, guys. Ice Beam does not KO Meganium. We're gonna gun for that Frenzy Plant, and they do have 1 shield left, but the goal is to get them on the second Frenzy Plant. However, they decided not to shield. They wanted to keep that shield for something else. At this point, guys, I kind of knew that Meganium was going to go down eventually, so I let it go down. I wanted to keep the shields, and they had a Registeel. We were able to get off that Hydro Pump, thankfully. Believe it or not, that was going to be a big difference in whether or not we actually have this match. So we got off the Hydro Pump right there. Then we swap in the Charizard, and we go for that first shield. We still have 2 shields left, guys. We still have 2 shields left. They go for the Focus Blast, which we definitely could have tanked, but there was no way to predict that they were going to go Focus Blast. At this point, I'm pretty sure they go Flash Cannon. They do. They go for the Flash Cannon right there. We use up both of our shields. Now they have 1 Pokemon left. We have no shields. We have just Charizard left, guys. It's coming pretty close to the end here. We run for that Dragon Claw. They're gonna have to shield this. We're gunning for that Dex Dragon Claw, and there it is, guys. There it is. Almost died with Charizard, but we were able to get that Dragon Claw off. And there it is, guys. Game, set, and match. And that was it, guys. 5-0 victory, but it is not over yet. We actually have one more match. And no shiny Cobalion for like the millionth time. I don't know why I can't get this shiny. Like, seriously, can't get this shiny. Even the other day, I got like a Tepig and an Oshawott as my rewards, and I was just like, seriously? And because I was going on a 5-0 lead, I was like, all right, let's give it another match. So we actually had an Azumarill lead this time, which was kind of bad for us. We go for the immediate swap into a Zoo. That was a safe swap right there, because I figured if I swap into Meganium, they can swap into their Altaria, which they basically did. However, in their scenario right now, it doesn't really benefit them that they swapped into Altaria. I think they were just trying to counter swap, but didn't work out too well for them. They definitely had the advantage of sticking a Zoo, but they decided to go Altaria and waste their shields. It happens. They decided not to shield though and tanked that entire Ice Beam. Not the best move on their part. We're just gonna farm up some energy right now. Don't really need to go for another charge attack there. They come back in with the Registeel. We go for that Hydro Pump immediately. On the off chance that they decide not to shield, guys, it's very possible. And it actually happened. They probably weren't expecting it, and we were actually able to get off an Ice Beam plus the Hydro Pump. Pretty amazing, to be honest. That extra little bit of damage does come in handy. And now they're gonna get rid of their Flash Cannon. Naturally, would it make sense to shield this? And we are going to come back in with Charizard now. And we can actually just go ahead and body them down. I believe that's what we do. We don't have to use any of our charge attacks because they're pretty much almost dead anyways. Now we go for the Dragon Claw. I went for Dragon Claw initially thinking like, hey, it might do some damage, but Fairy resists Dragon, right? Blast Burn would have definitely been the move. Either way though, the Dragon Claw bait did allow me to kind of, I guess, put him in a false sense of security. I guess you could say that. Because they probably didn't expect me to run the Blast Burn after that. Now here we are with Meganium versus Azumarill. We can tank 1 Ice Beam and we still have a shield left, guys. We still have a shield left, which is perfect for us because we know that they're gonna use up their shield right now. They definitely should use up their shield, but we can get to that second Frenzy Plant because we still have that shield available, but we actually didn't even need to use it. surprisingly, so that's pretty cool. We were able to get off that Frenzy Plant without even using that last shield. And there it is, guys, 6-0 with Charizard as a lead. Charizard was definitely a cool Pokemon to use. It was a Pokemon that I just randomly invested in, just in the middle of Great League, because I was like, I'm seeing way too many Steel-type Pokemon. Like, I need something to counter that immediately. And Charizard actually worked out pretty well, guys. Now, as far as the other Great League matches I do have more using different Pokemon, using completely different lineups too. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. This one was a pretty close lineup to what I normally use, because normally I'll run Altaria, Azumarill, and Meganium. This setup ran Charizard, Azumarill, and Meganium, so very similar to what I was already running. Again, you don't want to shift up your lineups too much, and you want everything to kind of, I guess, match your team and what you're going for. So in the next video, though, I have a completely different lineup. At least 2 of the Pokemon in our lineup are going to be new Pokemon that I haven't actually featured in battles before, so definitely stay tuned for that one, guys. It's gonna be awesome. But that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Once again, Ultra League battles, guys, they are on their way. I'm currently doing pretty well, so I don't want to reveal my team just yet. Hope you guys do understand. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, definitely make sure to hit that like button down below. I'd really appreciate it. And if you do want to see more of these Go Battle League videos in the future, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well and turn on the bell notification. And I will see you all real soon in the next one.